Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless fans have the floor in this week's edition of the Restless Rant as they express their frustration with the soap becoming a seemingly endless swap of jobs, executive positions, and plot points that don't make much sense. Also, look at what's coming up. It was a whirlwind week in the Newman business world that left fans either scratching their heads at the many plot points that didn't make sense or frustrated and feeling completely over the constant focus on who will run which company or division. Guess what? The changes have become so frequent that it's rendered any potential promotion, demotion, job swap, or executive position completely meaningless. I can remember when corporate maneuvers and CEO changes were absolutely huge stories because they weren't happening every other day. Victor managing to take over John Avildt's Jabot was a shocking development back in the day. Rather than eliciting excitement, the endless job changes and doling out of different positions to different characters in lieu of actual soap stories has moved from tiresome to truly frustrating and even confusing. Why are these characters even doing what they're doing? A quick rehash of this week's head-scratchers. Sharon went from siding with Adam to storming into his apartment to confront him. The great Victor Newman sought advice from a new executive who was trained as a doctor, and then decided to put into effect a merger which he absolutely refused to entertain just days before, suddenly declaring that he'd planned it all along. This will leave Newman and its media division with way too many cooks in the corporate kitchen, as Adam put it. Victor wants to call all the shots but will put, spoiler alert, Nikki in charge, per sod. Where will that leave everyone else? Who knows? And frankly, who cares anymore? It's become a joke. I mean, how have the stockholders not bailed on all of these companies at this point? Fans had their say on the badly bungled business plot, and it wasn't pretty. My issues. 1. Victor's behaving out of character by even giving a rat's ass about Audra or Nate. 2. Victor relentlessly pursued Adam and bought McCall with the sole intent of having him run it, knowing he wanted to go after Newman Media, and Sharon pursued Adam as a partner, working overtime to convince him to merge their companies together, both knowing exactly who he is and where his head was at. Likewise, Nick volunteered to work with him. Now, they're suddenly surprised and disappointed by Adam doing Adam things. If he had actually managed to pull off a coup at Newman, their reactions might make more sense. The Newmans aren't the only family with issues. The Abbotts have been in a migraine-inducing conflict since the day Diane returned to their doorstep. It's possible that Diane is working with Tucker, and that this is all building to Jack and Ashley after all of their bluster and fighting against each other, discovering that they've both been taken for a ride. But it's taking too long to get there, and there's no end in sight. In fact, the St. Diane saga continues next week with, spoiler alert, her saving Ashley's life. Please. Kyle took some flack from fans after the divorce conversation this week, as he remained smug while sleeping with someone other than his wife and stubbornly refuses to acknowledge that he'd have done the same thing Summer did had their roles been reversed. Kyle thinks he's sitting pretty at Newman. But what will happen when Summer's grandparents find out he's been sleeping with Audra? It should cause drama. We'll see. I typically enjoy Nick in dad mode, but his pleading with Kyle to take Summer back was not a good look. Since Nick says being with Kyle supposedly made Summer more mature, can she now revert to her old self and get messy? Please? Nick telling Sally he have a baby with her was unexpected. But then again, not so much when you consider who you're dealing with. I thought Sally's reaction was telling. She totally balked when she thought for an instant that he was proposing. She's sure not in love with him the way she was with Adam. Maria and Tessa needed a storyline. And now they've got one as they face the challenge of Aria having a hearing problem. I've read some grumblings about it being a retread of Devin's hearing loss, but it's clearly different when a baby is involved. That said, because Aria is a baby, I don't really see it leading to them having much in the way of story aside from them getting the upsetting news and sharing it. Maybe Devin will swoop in to pay for surgery. If you have thoughts on where this may be going, please share them in the comments.